Hi guys, it's Vass here from Aussie RC Playground and welcome to another unboxing. This one is for a 110 scale 4-wheel drive electric buggy and comes to us from Supercar RC or SRC, as you can see there on the box. Bought this one off eBay for just over $100, which was almost exactly the same price as the HSP Booster buggy, and I thought it would be a good idea to buy this one and draw a bit of a comparison versus that HSP car. I'll be testing it the same way as I've been testing the HSP buggy. And then hopefully I'll do a bit of a comparison with the two to see which one of these is actually the better car to buy as a basic entry-level ready to run electric buggy. So you can see that the box has actually got a short course truck pictured on the front of the box here, but that's not the car. Neither is the truggy, which is on the side, and neither is the monster truck, which is on the opposite side. The car that I bought is actually this one here, which is the buggy. Now, the reason why there's all these pictures on the box is quite simply because the chassis is shared with all of these cars. HSP do exactly the same thing, and they also have other cars which are shared with different brands like Himoto or even Red Cat. But this one I haven't seen too many other brands with the same chassis setup, so I'm curious to see how this car is going to perform. Anyway, enough of me talking about the box and the brand. Let's open up the box and see what we've actually got inside. Okay, so here's our little buggy. I didn't bother going through the entire process of pulling it out of the box. It's really not all that exciting. You basically get a user manual with a little antenna and a couple of plastic bits there just for the, I believe they're for the servo, I'm not entirely sure. There's also a parts sheet which you probably can't really see, but it's flipped back to front on the back of that manual. You get your 2.4 gigahertz radio, which is this guy here. It's basically a clone of the old Futaba radio that I've been using for a while. Runs on AAAs. It's got a couple of steering and throttle trims there, and there's also some adjustable dual rate buttons in there as well. Comes with a little rubber steering wheel for the steering. It's 2.4, you don't have a great old pull-out antenna like the old ones used to have, so quite a neat little unit. I think it should hold up okay. Also comes with a little trickle charger, which is fairly common with these small ready to run cars, and it also comes with a 1800 milliamp battery, 7.2 volt with a little Tamiya plug on the end. So nothing too exciting pulling this thing out of the box, so I figured I'll just start straight from here. I've taken the pins off the body, so it'll be fairly easy to remove and show you guys what's under the bonnet. But before I do that, I'll give you guys a quick shot of what the buggy actually looks like. You can see there, it's quite a nice colour scheme, I think. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop the bonnet and see what we've got underneath. So that's what the car looks like. You've got your standard 540 or 550 size motor there with the built-in fan. Tiny little ESC just in there. A little receiver with a 2.4 gigahertz antenna sticking out. Standard little servo with a bit of a servo, spring-loaded servo saver just there. And you can see that there's no real flashy aluminium anywhere on the car. The only bits of aluminium are actually on top of the shocks and on the bottom of the shocks as well. There is no adjustability in camber, and nor is there any adjustability toe in, toe out on the front of the car. So pretty much it's all solid bits of plastic. Although I will say that the A-arms do feel fairly strong, and I'll give you a shot there at the front end of the car. So you can see the A-arms are actually quite thick, so hopefully this car will take a bit of a beating, and that's the rear end there. So quite a fairly chunky A-arm for a 110 scale little entry-level buggy. The battery tray, very neat design. Just pops open just like that. What else we got? Suspension setup out of the box. The rear suspension, yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. The front suspension, I can tell you now, it feels really saggy. It just seems to be sticking down the bottom. I'm not quite sure why that's happening, but it should be lifting up a little bit more at the front. I'm not sure if it's the shocks that maybe need a little bit of extra oil. Yeah, I think they do actually. I think the back ones are properly filled, but the front ones don't seem to be very well filled at all. Wheels and tyres, well, the wheels, you know, they're fairly standard sort of plastic rim. The tyres, fairly hard compound on these tyres, very shallow tread pattern on them as well. So for a ready to run tyre, it's pretty standard. Although I will say that the tyres are foam filled, so there's a nice little surprise. That's nice to see. The HSP Buggy did not come with foam filled tyres, this one does. So I'm impressed with that, that's good. Beefed up shock towers, they're quite well reinforced, and I'll give you a quick close up of that there. You can see the thickness of the shock tower is actually quite good, and there's also this little triangular bit that sort of runs backwards, so hopefully when this thing takes a bit of a hit at the front, the shock tower isn't just going to simply snap off. And a similar story is at the back as well. You can see that they've got these bits of plastic here going towards the centre of the car, so hopefully that will add a bit of strength. And there's also some spare body posts that they've left on here. I don't know why they've left them on there, but that's obviously to be able to mount other bodies on the car, and there's also a similar scenario here at the front. Pretty much everything is Phillips head screws, countersunk Phillips head screws on the, underneath. You can see the chassis there. It's not a bad little design, and yeah, that's pretty much all there is. This is a nice little unit. Can't wait to take it out and give it a bit of a test and just see how it performs out in the open. I'll definitely be posting up some videos as soon as I get some time and the weather clears up, and I'll let you guys know how it runs later on. Well, that's pretty much it for this unboxing. Keep an eye out for some running videos of this car in the future, and as always, hit the thumbs up button if you like this video or the thumbs down button if you didn't, and I'll speak to you guys again soon.